promise I'm going to get to Epstein and why it's not just a distraction, actually a really important tool for us who are fighting for democracy. But first, as a litigator, I got to finish sussing out my opposition and what the fight is about. And I have one refinement to the authoritarians who have hijacked the Republican Party. There's actually two factions. One is the monarchists. Curtis Yarvin explains that they think the experiment of democracy has failed and we need to put a king in place. You know who is their first king? Can you imagine Don Jr. taking over for Senior? Anyways, that's them. The Christian right falls in line under them because from their perspective, the king is chosen by God. On the other hand, there's the liberals. Christopher Rufo explains what they're all about. What they think is that it's fine to have a set of rules in the Constitution, but those rules should be used to keep the faction they want in power. So taking advantages of loopholes and that sort of thing. Perfect example of that is the gerrymandering that Ken Paxton is doing right now in Texas. The commonality between these two is that it's white, wealthy men who keep all the power. This is why they're trying to control women and people of color. Fox News and the right-wing media have been helping them with this project. But a lot of people are going to be hurt by the policies of Trump and the things that they're doing right now, and hopefully some of them will wake up. So what do? What do we tell them? What do we talk about? Well, we have to explain why kings are a bad idea, and we have to talk about how there shouldn't be loopholes, that the rules, the laws should be fairly and equally applied, because if they are, then we'll all do better. And that's what's happening actually in Democratic-run states. People are just doing better. I'll do another TikTok about that, but it's just the truth. So no kings, no loopholes, and a set of rules that can be fairly and equally applied even if you lose the election. Can you imagine how the monarchists would feel if this guy were king, or the illiberals would feel if the mean girls were in charge? They would hate it. It doesn't work. We need to shore up our democracy and stand up and fight for it. That's it. That's what we're doing. And if you don't know where and how to start, we'll keep talking about that. But even just spending the time to listen to this TikTok and maybe respond to it and give me some feedback is a great first start.